Hi everybody and welcome back to my Lawn Bowls for Fun channel. Alec here. It's a glorious sunny afternoon here in Farnborough. It's the end of April, it's 1st of May tomorrow, and we're just getting fantastic weather at the moment. I'm sure it won't last, so we should make the most of it. I just thought today, because there's nothing else happening in the club, I'll show you around my bowling club and see what you think. Okay, let's have a look round. Okay, so here we go. Here's the poster we have outside our bowling club. You can see we're on quite a main road. Well, it's not that busy actually, but at least you do get people passing by. So we leave this poster up all summer so people can see that every Saturday morning at 10 AM, they can come along and have a go at bowls. And here's the bowling club. Right, let's take you in through the gate. There you go. Doesn't it look fantastic? And first of all, let's show you around the back. We've got an area for the bins, nice little grass area here. And if you come down the back here, we've got 3 sheds where we keep all the equipment that we use for maintenance of the green. Then coming round here, we have a marquee which we use for visitors if they want to get changed in there. We do have changing rooms as well, but the marquee's just there if we have a lot of people coming. You can see some nice flowers along the front. I've been busy doing those this year. One of my responsibilities is running the garden club, but we have a garden club and I tend to sort of suggest to the other people what needs doing. Let's come in here. This is our shed where we keep the pushers and the mats and the bowls we use for coaching and the scoreboards. And then coming around here, you can see more flowers. They all need watering. They'll need watering again today. And there's our bowling green. Lovely, isn't it? We actually were formed in 1947, this club. And we had a green up until about 7 years ago that had been down all that time. But it was struggling and we were struggling to play on it. So we bit the bullet and spent a lot of money in having the bowling green dug up and resurfaced. And as you can see, it's nice and flat now. Needs a bit of water actually. It's pretty warm today. It'll be watered. It was watered last night and it'll be watered again tonight about midnight. But you can see how quickly it dries off. So we had the new bowling green put down, and since then we've maintained it. Well, we haven't. We have a professional greenkeeper that looks after our bowling green. We did try and do it ourselves many years ago, but it didn't really work out. It's very difficult to find volunteers, and unless you know what you're doing, you can make things worse, which I think, although we had great people looking after it, it didn't really improve it much. So we've now got a professional greenkeeper, Steve, who comes here 3 times a week to cut it. That's Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and he does the autumn maintenance once the club closes in September. And they do a lot to the green. They put about 6 tons of top dressing down after they've scarified it, and they've put holes all over the green as well. So a lot of work goes into it, but over the years we've improved it, and it is now considered one of the best bowling greens in the county. In fact, a couple of people have said it is the best. I'm not sure it is that, but it's certainly one of the top 2 or 3 in the county of Hampshire. And because it's so nice, because it bowls so well, we have a lot of people request they come and have games here in terms of competitions. If there's a quarter-final or semi-final, it has to be on a neutral green. We often get asked to host because it is such a good green. Now today we're bowling up and down, which is where I'm standing, towards the sign there at the end. Last week we were bowling left to right, and we change every day. We change. You can see. I don't know whether you can see very clearly there. We're on a Thursday, so there we are. This is Thursday, rink 4, and every day we move to a different position, so the whole green gets used. So carry on walking around the green. One of the problems we have, of course, is all the other work that needs to be done around the green. This area was improved by a couple of members just recently. They put a lot of work into that, but we've got a couple of other areas along here that do need a bit more attention. This is finding the time. We have a little group called the Garden Club that come in here every Wednesday morning about 8:30 for a couple of hours and do really the big jobs. For example, this week we cut all the hedges, and that was quite a big job. It took, in fact, about 2 hours to do. I did the cutting. I had 2 people clearing up after me. Another week we'll do the ditches, because the greenkeeper doesn't look after the ditches, we do. We cut the edges. They're not too bad at the moment. They'll probably need doing in a couple more weeks. So yeah, the Garden Club tend to look after the big jobs. And that's what we did this week. We did the hedges. We got hedges down that side, and we got another hedge down the back behind the clubhouse. Luckily this way there's a fence, and likewise near the White House there. So we do keep ourselves busy. We try and cut the hedge every 3 weeks, because if you don't, if it grows so much, it then gets to be hard work. So from now on to the end of the season, we'll be cutting it about every 3 weeks. This is all a bit overgrown here, but it's looking okay. But the corner bit here, the rockery, does need a lot of work. But it's just finding time. We've only got half a dozen members that spend their time doing the gardening, and like most clubs, I'm sure you'll all agree with me here, 95% of the work is done by about 10 or 15% of the members. And those that do put the work in work very, very hard. We've got a lot of members that don't do much at all. Unfortunately, just turned up and bowl, but there we are, that's bowls. We don't want to put them on too much pressure, but we do ask for more volunteers. I'm sure you're all in the same boat. I'm sure you know what I mean. If we could just get another 10 or 12 people involved in helping run the club, it would be much smoother. An easier job to do, but that's not going to happen. There we go. That's my little rant over. So it's bowling really, really well for early on in the season. Usually it's very, very heavy until we get into about mid-May really. But because we've had very little rain this last fortnight since the club's been open, and a lot of sunshine, the bowling green is in fact bowling much faster than it would normally do so this time of year. Right, let's just cross the green now. I'll just show you inside the clubhouse. You can see it's a little bit dry here, isn't it? It's a difficult decision to make how much water we should put on. We want the green to be fast. If you put too much water on, it slows it down. So that's not my job, fortunately. That's someone else's decision. Let's just go in the clubhouse. There we are. First on the left is the gents' toilets and changing room, and the ladies. They're not big, but they do the job. That's why we have the marquee. We have the overflow. In fact, most people like to get changed outside in the marquee. And then we have, typical of most bowling clubs, I suppose, we've got the honours board over there. We've got a little bar in the corner, which is obviously shut at the moment. And we've got a nice little kitchen that's not huge, but it does the job. We can get 6 tables this size up in here, seating 48 people quite comfortably. But when we have a bigger game on, we want more than that. It does get a bit of a squeeze. We wish we had about another 12 or 15 feet heading in that direction. Here's the notice board, where we put names up for games, and team selection sheets are put up there. This is the club competitions, and as I say, there's the honours board, people that have won various competitions that we have over the years. My name's up there in a few places somewhere. Can't see you at the moment. But it's been a few years since I've won anything. I'm not the bowler I was. Oh look, there's, I'm going to show you this bit. See that bit there? Look, I'm mentioned 3 times there. Won it 3 years running. I haven't won it since. So my best bowling days are over. So there we go. It's lovely, you know, anyone watching that's not in the UK, this is a typical, well, I don't know whether it's typical, but it's around this area, a lot of bowling clubs like this, very pretty, well looked after, some not so well looked after, some of them don't get enough volunteers, but luckily we do get enough just to keep going, and you can't beat it. You get out here on a lovely sunny day. It's quite warm today, but this evening it'll be even better because it'll be a bit cooler. It'll be lovely. And I've been here for 40 years now, and it's improved considerably since then, not because of me, I hasten to add, because we have had a very, very positive committee that have done a lot of work, and we've turned this bowling club now into one of the nicest places to be, I think, in the county for bowling. So if you're ever in this direction, do call in. If I'm not here, someone will be, hopefully. They'll show you around, let you have a little go and see what you think. So yeah, beautiful, isn't it? As I say, very hot today. The leagues start this week. Most of them start next week, but there's one on today, so our team's away today. That's why there's no one here. And there will be people up here tonight practicing, but I think it's just a bit warm this afternoon. I think it's about 27, 28 degrees, which we're just not used to. But there we are, it's all ready, and it's been used a lot already this year. It's only been open a fortnight, the green, and it's been used a lot already. Right, so I hope you enjoyed that, the little look around my club. I should do videos of other clubs, shouldn't I? I should go, when I go to another club, I'll see if they mind me doing a little video, just to show you what they're like. Right, that's it from me. Enjoy your bowls, and I'll see you again soon.